Thanks. You gotta get this in one go.
Can't say like that. Yo, I am busted.
Alright, thanks for coming to my speech. Today I'm going to be talking about illegal immigration. I'm not going to be taking a political stance on the issue, but I just want to inform you of the key topics we have as we go into an election year next year. So, a little background, there's about 700,000 people that come across the border every year. About 400 a day come across, so that just kind of gives you a little glimpse into the magnitude of the situation. Today we want to take a glimpse of how it became an issue, how it became a hot button issue, how we're going to attack it next year in the elections. So about 50% of the entire population is considered Hispanic. About 11 million people are considered illegal immigrants that were born in another country and came here. There's three things I want you all to know and take away from the speech. It's the history of how we got here, kind of how it's a big problem today. 2, the laws and kind of what this administration, President Obama, has done with regards to illegal immigration. And 3, the future and how 2016 candidates are going to attack the situation. So, why are we talking about this? Basically, we've been combating illegal immigration from Mexico since the 19th century. That's when they first talked to the Mexican government and tried to get some border patrol. It's kind of when that all started. So it's been an issue for a little while. During World War II, they contracted farmers and agriculture workers to come fill the needs of the labor force that was drafted. So a lot of them came and stayed, and that kind of started the big illegal boom, which led to about the 1970s. In the 1970s, every woman in Mexico had an average of 7 babies in her lifetime. So that created a huge demographic boom. That's according to the Huffington Post. And then, so when those kids started to become a working age, so about the 1990s is when they really started to boom as far as illegal immigration, because there wasn't enough work visas out there. So yeah, Mexico is about $4.15 an hour for a household income. So that's kind of why they're coming over here. All right, how do they get here? They use the coyote system. So basically, they pay a trafficker, human trafficker, who knows the area and what spots to go to. About $8,000, can be up to $8,000, can be as low as $4,000 per person. They usually take out loans to do that. And then he'll take them across one of these places. So in this red, these are the places where we have actual fences, and then this is where the current administration, the blue, they want to put fences. So there'd be one basically the entire Arizona border, and a lot of Texas. All right, current administration. So basically, President Obama has kind of been all over the map. He has in the White House website a plan that he kind of goes by, but he's never really introduced any legislation, any big legislation. He's kind of just reactionary, so if something happens, then he'll do something. But in 2012, he spent $18 billion on Border Patrol, which made it the most highly funded law enforcement agency. So that's kind of setting a precedent that he does want to tackle the issue. He remains open to reform, but like I said, he hasn't really done a whole lot. The big thing he's done is the DREAM Act. If you come here illegally under the age of 16 and you live here for 10 years, basically that says that you're a citizen. You didn't come here knowingly or willingly. You're probably forced to by coming with your family, so he acknowledges that. And then probably the biggest thing he's done is he did an executive order last year and basically told Congress that they weren't allowed to deport nearly 4 million people that they were going to. And so he went behind legislation and did that. As far as deportations, though, he did stop the deportation of that 4 million. But as far as his levels of deportation, they've been way higher than any time during the Bush administration. So, like I said, it's kind of hard to see what way he goes. And also, he gave about $4 billion to Central American countries last year, if I remember, when we had that big crisis of all of them coming over illegally, and they were all about 15 years old or younger. So, anyways, future. If you're looking for someone who's probably going to do the most as far as immigration reform, Hillary Clinton's probably going to be the biggest one. She's openly said, even a year out from her election, that it's probably the biggest key campaign issue that she's going to go over. She really wants comprehensive reform. She's against a big barrier. She's against splitting up families, and she's against deporting the whole population. She hasn't completely said what she's going to do, but AboutNews.com says that she's quoted on saying that she wants to work for a path to citizenship for them. So that would, and then also she would, if they made them citizens, she would make them pay back taxes, learn English, and probably pay about like a $2,000 fine. Marco Rubio, he wants to fix the broken system as well and deal with the population later. So he wants to pass bills and legislation to deal with keeping people out and then figure out what to do with the 11 million people here. It's kind of a different way of looking at it. He advocates for tuition, in-state tuition for anyone that's already here to get them educated. And then last year, he tried to pass a bill with John McCain and a few others. It passed in the Senate but failed in the House. He wanted 90% apprehension and 100% surveillance on all the border at all the time, so that's putting up more fences, more posts. He would give out more work visas than normal, but he would stop giving them if our employment went above 8.5% to protect the population, the U.S. population from getting jobs. And he'd set up worker programs, kind of like we did in World War II that I was talking about, where people could come and make money and then send it back and go back eventually to Mexico. And then if you got any legal status here in the United States and then committed a crime, then you would automatically be deported under his thing. So, in conclusion, I just wanted you guys to get a little better understanding of the legal immigration, kind of where it's at today, where it's going forward from. Hillary Clinton famously said that an anti-immigration bill would have criminalized Jesus Christ. It's kind of a good way to end, saying that we're all immigrants of this country, so we got to figure out what to do with the ones coming in now. So, thanks for coming to my speech.